I've met over 31 multi-millionaires in my lifetime, and it's all because of this one thing that I did, this one shift I made in my life, in my business. And as a result, I learned 7 fundamental lessons that have changed the trajectory of my life and my business. If I didn't meet these people, I would not be standing here talking to you today, saying that I've been able to create for people with millions of followers, to work with people who have millions of dollars, who impact millions of people, to work with companies like school.com and work with the winners of those platforms, of those competitions, all because of this one thing. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 lessons I learned from these multimillionaires, but also the number one thing I did to get in front and meet these people, because I promise you, if you adopt this, you will change your life forever, and you'll create a life in a business you don't need a vacation from. A life full of fun, fulfillment, and financial freedom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on to the video. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyler Miles, and I am a creator. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a husband, and I'm a stepfather. And something that I've always wanted to do, always dreamed of as a little kid, is I want to be an actor. I wanted to perform on stage and be in movies and have that celebrity lifestyle. But I let something stop me from that. I struggled reading and writing as a kid, and because of that, I was fearful when I went on auditions to read in front of a room full of people. If you've ever been in an audition, it is freaking scary. Okay, you get you get given the script, and there's a bunch of people, and you have to read it, and you have to act. And so that prevented me, this act of reading in front of other people. I was petrified, so much so I remember shaking in front of them, and they had a just giant camera, and I couldn't speak. My mouth was all foamy and dry, and I was just like, I was petrified, and I was scared to put myself out there. I was scared to get out of my comfort zone. And so lesson 1 that I've learned from the 31 multimillionaires that I met is you have to get out of your comfort zone. You see that comfort is the enemy of success. If you want to grow, you have to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. If you think about this, diamonds are made from pressure, and without that pressure, without that uncomfortness, you will never grow. Look at when you're going to the gym. If you just do the same way over and over and over, you never grow, you never up the weight, you never up the reps, you'll never grow. Your muscles won't grow. Your muscles need to be stretched in order to grow. And this is what we need to adopt in order to grow the life and the dream business that we all crave for. You need to step out of your comfort zone and get into high pressure situations, things that get you uncomfortable, things that make you sweat. And I learned this lesson from meeting Gary Vee. I remember he had a show called Tea with Gary Vee, and I was selected to ask him a question on his show where literally millions of people are watching. And if I wasn't comfortable with being uncomfortable going on the show and talking to my idol, I would never have been able to have met Gary Vee, who gave me life-changing advice. And this advice leads to lesson number 2. You see, here's the thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone won't work if you don't believe or have faith in yourself. I've met a lot of people who have faith in God, who have faith in others, but lack faith in themselves. And the advice I was given from Gary Vee is about the belief in yourself, that you can go out and do all these incredible things, but if you do not internally believe that you can accomplish these things, if you can make $1 million, if you can impact hundreds of thousands of people, if you can buy your first home, if you don't have faith in yourself, you'll never take the risks that lead to all that reward, to all that success. And especially when things get tough. You see, when things get tough and you have faith, you will always prevail. You'll always push through and get to the other side, because everything great in this life comes from having faith in yourself. And this leads into lesson number 3. You see, success doesn't come from smooth sailing. It comes from struggle. It comes from pain. If you've ever watched a documentary on someone who's successful, you understand that every single successful person on the planet has some story, has some pain, has some struggle that they overcame. It's very, very rare that you can meet someone without some type of pain. As human beings, we all have trauma. We all have, ties to things and tragedies, some worse than others. But we all have a rock bottom moment, a moment that we feel at the lowest. And that is usually the time that people either wallow or they actually crawl themselves out of that success. And so it's important that pain fuels your success. So don't try to avoid pain. Get out of your comfort zone and tackle pain. Understand that pain is a good thing. Pain and loss, although hard in the moment, will make you a harder, stronger human being so you can tolerate and deal with other future pain, because every level that you reach, there's a new devil, there's a new boss, there's a new challenge, and every time you overcome it, it's just your life will get better. So if you're struggling right now, know this: the pain that you are feeling is a sign that growth is on the horizon. The growth all depends on how you fuel the mind. This leads to lesson number 4. What you fuel your mind will dictate your destiny. You see, your thoughts dictate your actions. Your actions will lead to your behaviors will lead to your lifestyle, and your lifestyle will dictate and determine your destiny. Everything starts with the mind. If you believe and have faith that you will succeed no matter what, and you fuel your mind with thoughts that will dictate your actions, behaviors, and lifestyle, you are only destined for greatness. There's no other option. There's no other avenue other than success. When you have that mindset, nothing can stand in your way. Every single millionaire that I've talked to, interviewed, and worked with has this belief, has this idea of getting out of their comfort zone, the belief in themselves, the faith, and the determination. They fuel their mind with so much positivity that they are destined for greatness. So this means cutting out negativity. This means maybe stop watching the news or just watch it less, because the news gravitates to negativity. It means auditing who you follow on social media. As a man, it's very easy to follow people who are exposing themselves and showing off, their different body types and their different things that they bring to the world, but it's not always the best thing for the mind. So auditing who you follow and what you follow, the content you consume, will dictate your destiny. If all you watch is sports content, I love watching sports, don't get me wrong, but if that's all you watch, how are you going to be able to build the dream business of your life? How are you going to be able to build a life where you don't need a vacation from? It's not going to be from watching sports content. It's going to be educating yourself and actually teaching yourself new things. And this is what leads to lesson number 5. The fastest way to learn something is by teaching it. So here's a quick hack that I learned from a multimillionaire. If you want to learn fast, start teaching. When you teach, you are forced to have clarity, which is helping you deepen your thoughts, deepen your perspective, deepen your understanding of the subject and the way that you communicate it with your audience. This is why so many successful entrepreneurs and multimillionaires, you feel like they never have ums, ands, and uhs. They know exactly what they want to say because they've said it so many times, because they teached it 100 times. It's like they're pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It's like super simple and easy and fluid. This is why, is because they're experts at teaching what they know. They are masters of their craft. And the fastest way to become a master of your craft is by teaching it. It's learn, do, and teach. If you follow those 3 steps, you'll become a master in no time. And for me, the quickest way for me to master a subject or master something I wanted to learn was through podcasting. As I shared earlier, reading was always a struggle for me growing up as a kid. And so I naturally gravitated to podcasts and YouTube videos because it was far more easier for me to learn in that way. And so when I had the opportunity to start a podcast, it was such a great way for me to master certain subjects because I was forced to teach it. I was forced to learn it and learn it in a fast but in-depth way so that I can share those lessons with my audience. And the more I taught, the more podcasts I made, the more opportunities I had to live my dream life, to build my dream business and create this life I've always wanted. And this leads to lesson number 6, which is, I think, the biggest opportunity for every single entrepreneur in 2025, which is content is your gateway to success. In today's world, attention is everything. It is no longer a nice to have. It is a necessity if you want to survive in today's business landscape. Every single entrepreneur I spoke with understands the power of content. It's part of the 4 levers of leverage. Content is a huge lever to building and scaling anything that you want to happen in this world. And I don't mean just to go viral or build a massive following. I'm talking about building trust, building a community, and helping people through a challenge that they're facing, and positioning you as the authority, you as the subject matter expert, you as the leader to help them and lead them and guide them through that process. The goal isn't to reach everybody, it's to reach the specific people that you can help and serve. And this leads into my final and most important lesson. This lesson is what led me to meet every single one of these multimillionaires. If there's anything you're going to take away from this video, take away this. Podcasting is the ultimate business growth tool. Think about what business is built on. Business is built on relationships. The more relationships you have, the better and more opportunities you have to grow your business. Well, what a podcast is a scalable way to grow your relationships online. It's an in-depth conversation you have with one person or 2 people back and forth, where they understand who you are, your story, your challenges, how you overcame them, and your solutions to the things. Podcasting is such a huge opportunity for every single entrepreneur. If you are not podcasting, either being a guest or having your own show, what are you doing? You are missing out on so much opportunity. Here's a quick story. How I met 90% of these millionaires is through podcasting. When I wanted to work with a school, I saw one of my past clients, Ted Carr. He was an investor in school. He was doing very successful at school community. I wanted to work with him for the longest time. I saw he posted that he was in my city. He was in Vancouver. And so I took the opportunity to go. I paid money to go to a workshop and to meet him. And I asked him point blank if he would come on my show. I asked him for 10 minutes. I said it was a quick 10-minute episode. I could film it that day. I brought all my equipment and I filmed him there on the spot. That one interview led to me meeting someone who worked with school, and that person then introduced me to school, which led me to work with school for over 5 months and interview all these different winners of the school games, and led me to opportunities to grow my agency, opportunities to promote my business, to meet so many amazing people, all from one interview. So podcasting is all about building relationships. And the coolest thing about it is that it amplifies your authority, because I don't know about you, but whenever I scroll on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, when I come across a podcast, I instantly trust them. I instantly think they have authority, have something to say, because I don't know what it is about the setup, about, you being on a podcast gives you authority. And so if you're trying to sell, especially high ticket, it already adds so much trust because you're on a professional show. So podcasting is such a huge lever to pull, because not only is it content creation, it's building relationships, you're amplifying your reach, because now you're being introduced to their audiences. So if you have 10,000 people listening to your show and your guest has 10,000 people, that's 20,000 people now listening to what you have to say. So it's an amplifier of not only your relationships, but your reach and reputation. And that's the future of what businesses are. Looking back, every one of these lessons comes back to one fundamental thing. Strong relationships and trust is the foundation to everything you want to happen in 2025. Who you know, the relationship you have with yourself, how much faith you have, getting out of your comfort zone. Every single one of these lessons have led me to where I am and will lead me to the better version of myself and the better business and life that I will have in 2025. And podcasting is the number one way to amplify everything that you are doing and what you want to do in 2025. So if you are ready to start and launch a profitable podcast. I'm not just talking about getting sponsorships and stuff like that. I'm talking about actually attracting people to your business, like clients and opportunities to speak or write books or be on TED Talks or be on other podcasts and travel around the US or Canada or wherever, or Europe. All that can happen by making the decision to either start or be on podcasts in 2025. And so I have a free resource down the link in the description. You can download it. I will email it to you so you can get going and start and learn everything you need to know about how you can leverage podcasting in 2025. It's a huge opportunity. Don't sleep on this now. Go out, take action, and make the decision today to better your tomorrow. So without further ado, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more. Thanks. Peace.